Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming to you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best of the best authors, artists, musicians, and other creatives. If you're looking for a home away from home, a place where you can host and get your message out there where people can find you, this is where you go. Now, if you want to join up and join the erstwhile ranks of those wonderful people like myself, you just simply need to punch in code podcast1 when you join up to get half off your one-time fee for membership. Guys, it does not get better than that. We are also, of course, made possible by the sales of the Simple Sword Fighting Axe and Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled a sword to teaching the art to others. The wonderful world of Praxis 5, and where big stompy robots stride across the battlefield like gods, laying waste to everyone and everything. We've got games, we've got novellas, we have miniatures that are soon to be available to the public through IndieCD, thanks to a deal I am working out, brokering, I keep forgetting to ask Joe if what level we're at, and I may even sell the STLs for the miniatures I have created for this lovely game. But rest assured, it's still big stompy robots, so I don't care if you show up with ketchup cups or Lego mechs. We'll find a way to roll some dice and blow something up, because that's what we're about. Now, lastly on this quick list of glory, of wonder, of special, we are made possible by Haines and Hellfires. A dark secret is claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. And friends, when we talk about standing against the forces of darkness, we are gathered here today to do just that. Yes, it is a Monday. Yes, we are a month away from the election. The weight of fate has laid down its harsh gaze on America to see whether we will maintain our glorious soul or be consumed with idiocy. Only the will of the people will decide. But until that time, friend, We are bound by honor, by duty, by pleasure to keep writing and creating, to bring forth into this world some new ideas, new hope, and new distractions. Do not at any point underestimate the power of our imaginations, for imaginations are a weapon in the battle for our souls, dear friends. Now, I am coming into this Monday having had, over the last 36 minutes, a very Monday. However, will I let an error that allowed me to wake up with a full 30 minutes before the show stop me from doing what I need to do to make this better for me and hopefully make things better for you? No. We are going to advance. We are going to move forward. We are going to persevere in the face of idiocy. Because I can forgive a lot, but I cannot forgive incompetence. Fortunately, the people in my chat, to whom I speak now, forevermore, usually are a competent and talented lot. Indeed, some of the most talented and underviewed, underappreciated geniuses of our time are putting out their stories, their songs, their creative wonders to be partaken in by the world at large. And even if we are not appreciated in this moment, have faith, dear friends, that you will be appreciated in the long run, because no one is fully appreciated in their time. But we will, dear friends, dear buckles, my duckies, the people I love. We will keep strong as the creepy vibes surround us, as the veil between here and there gets thin. Understand that hope and justice will reign. And hopefully, for some of you, your sales will go up too. Now, let's get into accountability. Your humble servant, one Nicholas Anthony Tockert II, yes I am, and still in time, Model 2.0, has been a busy little camper, getting all manner of things done and fighting the good fight. The month-long engagement with my storage unit in hopes to slay it has gone better than expected, not as well as it could be. I'm awaiting the return of my truck so that we can actually stagger our efforts a little more significantly. This is the beginning. I was able to do some artwork, get something I've been meaning to put out and sent off. Not a commission, not a request, but the seldom seen and rarely discussed, because somebody needed something that I felt needed done, and I needed to explore further in a style that's not quite where I normally live. So we banged that out. I've been able to put out some new things for review. I'm looking forward to hear how that gets back. I have also been tinkering gleefully. And I say gleefully because I figured it out, friends. It hit me today. I'm sitting at 3,800 words, which means I cranked out 300 words. That is not a lot, but for somebody whose hands work as bad as mine and is doing most of my rough draft on the lovely cell phone, it is far better than expected. And I figured out the piece I was missing. I was like, all these things are happening. Why? And I had to walk around the scene for a while without thinking too hard about it. And I realized in that moment, eureka, this is what's going on. And the gray cells, they rejoice. So I was tinkering away when my alarm to start the show went off, which is the best way to have to start a program. Begrudgingly. That's right, begrudgingly. When you are hyper-focused in, typing away, you can see the picture, and alarm has the audacity to remind you that real life and your great joys are happening, and you feel yourself being annoyed. that how dare my planned events pester me from my unplanned inspiration. That's when you know you're on a roll, friends. That's when you know, wait a second, something's happening. Movement, forward, elevation, escalation. Now, I wish to remind you, watchers, noble and profane, one, remember, I don't say it nearly enough, but hit that like button, share this around, and make sure you are subscribed. Two, dear friends, the phrase fueled by spite is not simply a clever twist of wording. It is not a mild effort. It, like the lovely Elvira, is a full-figured, though rather dark, servant of purpose. It reminds you that those who would oppose us shall be devoured, friends. I shall turn the obstacles and annoyances into fuel and burn it like a blazing light of defiance in the face of impossibility and reason. Because sometimes, just sometimes, you have to look Monday in the eye, say, bud, I don't know who you think you are, how you think you're stepping up to me like that. But brothers and sisters, I have made it through every Monday that has come for me this far, and I think I shall continue for quite some time. And if I don't, and if Monday ends up my dying day, and I lay there twitching and moaning, or however I go out, splattered or sedate, I will know I went out valiantly. And I intend to live with that faint air of Bushido, that expression that, yes, indeed, I am mortal. I am a frail creature hobbling about this earth, but I am blessed with wonderful purpose, and I am a bearer and birthplace of ideas. And though it is a little early to be reminding people of this, ideas are bulletproof. Now, in a few moments, I'm going to run Joe's ad. Then I'm going to come back. And when I come back, I'm going to ask you guys a simple, clear question this Monday. I'm going to ask you for the answer to what are you going to do about it? I'm not even worried. You want to tell me what your problems are? Bear your burden onto me, and I will help you shoulder it. But friends, bring with that a what are you going to do? For every problem, we must find a solution. We must strive, surge forward to meet the enemies, the oppressors, the forces that hold back from simple, joyful living with an impossible, unquenchable fire. And with that, we are blazing our way to the future. And so, with that, mentioning of all things good and heated, in no small amount of memory, we consider the following. All right, friends. This is definitely going to be one of those shows where every commercial, every break, I am sitting and tinkering and typing because I feel it. Let's go! Fire up, friends. Let's see what you guys have to say about this manic, massive Monday morning. And first through the door is our man, the pillar of the community who holds us all together, Joe Bachman. Good morning, Nevermornians. Good morning, Joe Bachman. Monday has arrived yet again. Time to take this week by the horns and do what we do best. Create new works and support each other. Preach on, Brother Joseph. Good morning, Don Dulas. Don. That's our lovely light raising up to remind us to appreciate the things in life that matter, like orange cats. Yes, she is the creator of Buddy and Georgette, her fashionable felines. You can see stories of on her Facebook page, which I'm sure she'll throw the link up to their little Facebook group page thingy. And she has to say. Morning. And what's this? Kelly Carlisle has come back from the front lines, trying to hold off the forces of goose-stepping. I have to catch myself. I'm a bit fired up, and occasionally that can make my language a little spicier than I want it to be. Morning, everyone. It's been a while, but I'm so glad to be finally get back here. We are happy to hear you. We heal from you. Lovely Kelly Carlisle. That's Kelly Austin, creator of Bishop Kincaid. And his latest adventures, Werewolves of London, should be clicking along. If my math is correct, I do hope she's up here. And Drawn says, pre-greetings to everyone. I might be a slight listening mode off and on the show, but alas, I am here-ish. Well, your ish is our wish that your day gets better than wherever and whatever's going on right now. And morning, Joe, I haven't forgotten about the website. After January, my finances will be back to normal. Splendiferous. Joe, are we coding or burning or hooking? I have been informed that hell or high water, the something is coding, burning, hooking, or whatever will be going on. And I know this because we are an obnoxious lot, and I love every one of you for it. Morning, hyping myself on to take the week and no stuff out. Honestly, that sentence made me smell a little bit of toast, but I'm here to hype you up, Trey. You know that. If you're not feeling good enough, let me know. I'll high-five Joe again. Anyway. Dawn, I've missed you. Welcome back, Kelly. I'm back at you. And hey, Terry, hope things have been going good. Trey, I mean stupid spell checker. Trust me, spell checker is the worst. And Trey says, no worries. And Thesis, morning, Joe, Dawn, Kelly, and Trey. Yes, I was briefly speaking with Thesis right before I went to bed last night. Wonderful. And, oh my gosh! Mandy and I finished our Chinese drama last night. It is called A New Life. I think it's A New Life or New Life Begins. But I want to say it's A New Life. It is delightful. Absolutely exquisite Chinese period dramedy with just the slightest peppering of sudden kung fu every 20 episodes or so. Well, more than 20. So we'll say 10. There's still a little bit to go. Oh, and by the way, kung fu. We don't have to solve our issues. Oh, no. No. We're not freezing. I'm not tolerating that. Yes, I just glared my internet into obedience. How did you do that? With fury! Anyway, good to see you, Thesis. Atomic Stories is formatted now and will be out at the end of November 2024. I'll give a more exact date when I know. Excellent. Hey, a Thesis. And Werewolves of London comes out finally this February 25th. Good times ahead. Bad times over, I hope. Your lips to God's ears, my noble companion. Dawn. When I talked to Joe this morning, he planned to have a show tonight, and if he doesn't have anything, I do. And if they don't, I will. If need be, I will hold the line against the forces of the darkness. Oh, wow. Let's go. Okay. When you can start to hear the music in the background, get that old quote from a wonderful film called The Scorpion King blasting through your head. Will you stand alone against the forces of Memnon's armies? I will. Let's go. I'm not saying I'm a little motivated this morning. I'm not saying I'm coming at it with pick it up and knock it down energy. I'm saying we all are. The air is cool. The blood is hot in my veins. And I feel motivated to kick butt and take names. And I hope I can pass that on to you, my wonderful watchers. That's great, Kelly. And thanks, Trey. Accountability. This weekend was interesting. Indeed, it was. No internet for 2 days, so I was able to put a little work on Darker Angel, Subjugation of Jeff, and another story. Crank it up. Now remember, you can always take a couple short stories and compile them together, just the way I did in Through the Thinning Veil. 7 great stories to chill your bones. Remember, friends, there are horror stories out by yours truly. Already, it's there. You just throw a few measly pence at a humble wordsmith. And from that, you can journey into the world of the paranormal, because 4 of those stories are real. Well, about 4. About half are real, half are fiction. And it's up to you to decide which are which. And yes, I am working on the sequel. Awesome thesis. Yay, Trey. I need it. And that's great thesis. And most everything was Sunday night after we got everything fixed. And a wild foxy appears. Hope you've got your Pokeballs ready, friends. Hello, Foxy. How you been? Not bad. Quite chilly at the moment. Then find someone to snuggle with, darling. And need some good vibes. Prayers sent to Ted's family. Can't go into it, but that would be helpful right now. We are here to make it clear to you, my dear. Anything you need. May all the good that can be done, according to the boss's will, come down to you and yours. It ain't pretty prayers, but people don't come to me for that. Where's Don? Yes. Sure will, Don. No problem. Thank you. Carl and Donna will be absent today due to their appointment. They said their love, sarcasm, and humor. Lament! I lament not having Carl to commiserate with and the lovely Donna with which to flirt. But that means I'm just going to have to step up my game for the rest of you. And with that in mind, let's run an ad for them.
Which is worse, parental interference in your job or a person with a weapon when they shouldn't have one? Working security can be boring, but some conventions are a blast. Find this and all of Donna Carlene's books at lulu.com or look for her on indycd.org.
I have a few whiffs of hair that are not quite long enough to be obedient, so they are tickling my nose and driving me absolutely bonkers. And to respond to the wonderful phrase that Joey sent me, Deli Skelly. And if you don't know, that's okay. You don't have to. I like to be mildly inscrutable sometimes. It keeps you all guessing now. Where were we? I was wondering, made it back in time. Anytime you get here is the right time, Trey. I hope you're doing well. Oh, by the way, Trelena, since I have you here and you're my digital captive, not thinking about having a captive Trey. I won't be able to think in a straight line. All right. Anyway, are you a Gundam overall fan, or are you more just fixed on the glory that is Gundam Wing? This may be a profitable question for you. Now, because I was out doing some visitation with one of my favorite places on earth, being Heroes Haven, located in Michigan City on the north side of Route 20, just a little bit east of the 421-20 intersection in beautiful Michigan City, Indiana. I had some business down there, which meant I got to visit my favorite game shop, game and comics, etc. shop. And they had a clearance aisle. And in their little clearance aisle were large quantities of small, large robots of the Gundam and Gundam-related variety. So I acquired some, and since there were only a few, well, they were the same model, two different models, but multiple repeats. I had to get a backup because I can't remember if Trey, whom I love, is into that level of Gundamanium. So if you are, let me know. If you aren't, I will pass those on to a deserving somebody. And if you want your own, go down by Heroes Haven on the north side of 20 in lovely Michigan City, Indiana. Tell Pat Nick Tockert sent you. It won't get you a deal or anything, but it might help me get a deal for something I'm planning to help the lovely children of Fowler, Indiana, because I would never plot against them. No, I wouldn't. I plot for them. That's what I do. I'm a good guy. I'm just a villain in glasses sometimes. I was wondering where Carl and Donna were at. They're there in the shadows, watching and judging. It's kind of nice when you pull something off and Carl holds up the 10. And then Donna holds up the big sign that says, "Give me more coffee or die." Anyway, Nick is fired up today. Yes! I am fired up! Right! It's Monday. We should be fired up. We are currently in one of the freest countries in the world for a few more weeks. We are standing vigilant, violently on the edge of change, and we are looking at a world that tries to force us to be mundane, to be oppressed, to be suppressed, to be held under the slavering jaws and wretched paws of sociopaths who are always telling us things like, well, yes, cashiers should stand all the time. And why wouldn't I pay overtime? Here, eat the crumbs from my plate. No! And we are saying, we don't have to listen to your focus group, mass-produced, money-grubbing attempts at creativity fueled by foul, infernal machines. No, we are standing against it. We are looking at the people who would take gatherings of art and creativity and try to use them as an excuse to sue others to make money, and giving them the two-fingered salute and telling them where they can take it. Dear friends, we are building up, and I am feeling it. And I think you need to feel it too. Because there's this thing that happens to me. I can only look at the impossibility of a situation that is going on beyond my control and see the shifting calculations of probability as the threads of fate weave and unweave and knot, and like trickles come into the great current of what will be, and say, you know what? That's bigger than me. That's more powerful than me. It's more powerful than mine. There's little I can do. But friends, this is the great secret. This is the one thing vast powers, princes and principalities do not want you to know. The difference from having no power to affect change in your world is beyond measure from that of having even the most minute. because the tiniest ripples cast in the stream of time can reshape the face of the world if they are thrown in at the right moment. If at the opportune moment we reach out and we release hope and creativity and kindness in the face of greed, savagery, and lies. Quality in the face of consumption. Love in the face of hatred. If we can do these things from a perspective that we do, in the form that moves us, with the talents we have been given, no matter how measly small they seem against the measure of the world, against the measure of history, each and every one of us has the opportunity to do something. And the scariest thing to those who don't want life to change, who don't want things to improve for the masses, because right now it all benefits them, is for the masses to realize, if I do a little bit, and Joe does a little bit, and Trey does a little bit, and Donna does a little bit, and Carl does a little bit, and Kelly does a little bit, and Thesis and Foxy and everyone in my chat and everyone around this great nation of ours, and perhaps everyone around the world just goes and does a little bit to make the situation better, to make the world a kinder, brighter, safer, more loving place. That is a tide, a storm, a cataclysmic shift in thought and idea that can change everything. And some days I claw my way to my chair, emburdened by the world, limited by the malfunctions of my own body, and I slap enough of a smile on my face to say hello, Nevermorians, and get it going. But every once in a while, when the stars align and the moon is right, and the dry leaves come dancing by, yours truly sachets up to this here mic and says, good morning, Nevermorians. When that 7-foot something picks you up and puts your favorite head against the wall and asks you, have you paid the dues? I tell them, that check is in the mail. With that, we're going to run just another ad real quick. I'm still here. Are you? Woo! Sorry, I got a message from my dear friend John. Will's checking that because I never stop. I never pause. I pause. I'm slow, but never stop. Now, indeed. That's right, indeed, Foxy. We deserve to be in a country where the creatives can create without being crushed or opposed. I am all for that, and I think you are too. And we're going to keep going. Accountability. Let's hear what you've been up to, Don. A few HoloCon things. Rock on with your bad selves. Working on BookFest ideas. Bam. Allocating energy in the correct funnels and tunnels. Yes. Rock on. That's what you do. What was I just saying? My friends, my brothers and sisters who are gathered here today, what was I just saying? We've got Sister DeLoss over here taking her energy, doing the best she can with what she has. Is there any more noble and honest pursuit? Foxy, accountability, got internet fixed. Oh, the repair guy some cookies for coming out on a Sunday. Well, everybody should be able to come out whenever they feel they need to express themselves. Badoom cha. And yes, get that man some cookies. Congratulations on your net being better. Not only coming out on a Sunday, but cutting his vacation short just to fix it. Give that man some pastries. Good morning, Chris Walker. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Accountability, got stuff done that needed to be done for HoloCon, feeling somewhat accomplished and better about things ahead. Rock on. Now, Chris, I do have a serious question for you since you are here. A lot obviously has been going on in the Appalachian region. If you or the folks at HoloCon are doing anything that has, fundraisers, GoFundMe, etc., let me know. I will happily run ads for that for the duration of time that you guys need it. I don't have much in the way of funds right now because, well, I don't. And I'm going to have a lot less before this month is done. But let's see if we can get some eyes and get some help to those good folks. I may or may not do what I can in the background. I don't speak about my direct efforts. That's part of how we're supposed to do things. But what I can say is if you or anyone from that region, Dan Hollifield, Joe Dog McKeel, if any of you guys have a preferred charity that you can get me an ad for, even if it's just a still, hit me up, okay? Because that's what we do. I've heard from the news and I've heard from some people down on the ground, and the news is not covering very well what's going on. And apparently Hurricane Milton will be slamming into Florida fairly soon if it hasn't already, because that's just what they need. So will I take a moment out of my own program to say, let's see if there's any way we can promote helping some folks? Abso-fraggin-lutely. Thank you, by the way. And hey, Chris, that's one heck of an internet repair guy. And Squee, and yeah, he's a good guy. There are reasons we stick with this company. He may not be as fast, but service literally can't be beat. I understand that. And hey, Chris, and 6 likes up from 3. We need to reach those double digits, people. I would appreciate that. I am on a slow grind to get to 1,000. If I can get to 1,000 viewers on this channel and on the Historical Fencing Guild channel, which is separate, but it happens, I will be able to monetize and possibly get a penny or two from our YouTube overlords that I could use to put more into the channel, and take that money and give some of it to Joe for all the services he does for all of us. Because in the background, our stream provider service, StreamYards, has indeed doubled their prices. So we have to find, or relatively, we are looking for the best options possible. And I'm going to see it. So I want to get money to Joe. I want to get options set up, and I want to help everybody we can, okay? If I'm working on old data, I will amend it as I do. I am many things, but infallible I am not. Can't beat that, Foxy, but you can try. The only issues we have with them at all is just totally ironic. We can't pay them online. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? LOL, seriously? Of all our bills, the internet bill is the only one that can't be paid online. That's just true. The irony is just hilarious. Is it like rain on your wedding day? No. And now I have Alanis stuck in my head. Thanks, Doug. Hey, I have the image of Alanis doing cartwheels in my head right now. It's very confusing. And I just hear Alan Rickman speaking in his low, rumbling, ominous tones. No problem. I live to serve my babies. Anytime I think, I remember the Ed Burns skit, and it makes it better. Okay, and accountability got more wood burn done over the weekend. See my Facebook reel for results. There is a Beyond the Code tonight. Not sure what I will be doing for that. May end up being a burn stream. Well, I'm sure that stream will be fire. I will stick with having Hall & Oates stuck in my head thanks to Joe Dog. You know, for years, many of you may not be fully aware of this, but I have hearing loss. And I have hearing loss in specific ranges. It's not something I like to talk about because it's always embarrassing, because it's not something volume can cure. You can crank the volume on certain tones all the way up to 11, and I mechanically cannot hear them. So it means my mind constantly fills in the gaps of what I don't hear to make me think I've heard what I heard. And it took me years to realize Hall and Oates is not indeed Hall and Oates, like a seed truck, you know, like a big truck hauling bags of oatmeal, Hall and Oates. This was one of those great moments of where I found a no stuff. Okay, cool. That's cool. They worked overtime this weekend. Nice job. And Georgette and Buddy right there on Facebook. That burn was so cute, Joe. Was it the 55021? Joe said a double thumbs up, so you all know what that code means. I don't. I'm sure that somewhere my lovely Alphabet Gang observers are now penciling that down and frantically scrambling to decipher what message was passed on. I'm sure that's the term for a specific pattern. As Joe starts ratcheting, I hate when he does that combination of like a deranged grin and the little bobblehead dudes from Princess Mononoke. Just creepy as all get out. New Life Begins. Yes. If you want another one, check out Legend of Anil. I'm currently watching New Life Begins and Mysterious Lotus Casebook. We will be watching Detective D. I found another version of Detective D. I love Detective D. If you know, you know. If not, go look it up. And I actually found an anime in that field that Mandy didn't know about because Mandy watched. This all started because I showed Mandy the Apothecary Diaries, thinking that she may enjoy it. She does. And that is a genre my lovely wife is deep diving. I do love a good deep dive, ba-dum-cha. So I've been looking into that. And your birthday picture was amazing, Nick. Thank you again. My absolute pleasure. Yeesh, says Foxy. I am extra crackly this morning. Most of my joints are popping. Find yourself a bathtub, apply Epsom salt, escape from reality, put on some music that takes you elsewhere, whatever moves your slightly canine soul, dear. Just glad you could join in, Kelly. We love having Kelly in the chat. Wonder if Deli Skelly's meat falls loose to the bone. Deli Skelly's, yes. A contractor messed up some work and has to redo it again. So I've got longer job security, blessings and curse. Here's the deal. Take the curse, apply it as is rightfully just, if that is your system. The hexification of people who desperately deserve that is not technically in my bailiwick, so I am not the hand of karma, but boy, do I know where she gets her nails done. That being said, and whoa, do I love that phrase, having pulled that out of thin air. Anyway, take the blessing part and apply it to spoiling yourself for once, Trey. Take the additional funds and spoil yourself. What's that thing? Treat yourself. Oh, Wing is OTF. Wing is the one true love. Okay, so I have a couple model kits, Gundam model kits. They're only going to be about this big. That I will give you when I see you. And if you want more of them, you can go over to Pat's, which is all properly known as Heroes Haven, and get yourself them from the clearance bin in the far back under the $5 or less gifts bin. There were also some really neat ones, the $10 ones that are the 30 millimeter Lego style ones. But those are things Xander and I can do as a father and son. So I just went chonk, 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 dink. Because that boy deserved all the praise for as hard working as I put him through this weekend. He worked so hard Saturday, he just slept Sunday. He like slept, cuddled, slept. My boy's going to grow again. I'm a little spookified. Now, I'm still trying to figure out how YouTube went from showing me all comments to partial comments. I have fixed this now. All right. If you are suffering the problem that Chris has, when you bring down comments and you're looking at the comments, it's either streaming alongside, where you should always have the comments going up because my shows don't make much sense without them. I'm very interactive. Or there at the bottom, it will say top comments, and there'll be a couple of icons. One of those icons will let you say all messages. Hit that, and you're good. Here's word clearance. Head snaps over. He's got some great deals, and I get nothing. This is not a financial give-take deal. I just genuinely support him. And guys, look at me. You know what? Hold on. This is important. This is important enough. I'm taking my glasses off. I want to cuddle him. If you go to Michigan City, Indiana, and you go to Pat's, to Heroes Haven, the sign isn't even up anymore. It's a little booth. It's right next to a big permit fireworks thing. At the far end of it is the Peking restaurant. I say this with the reverence I reserve for matters extremely spiritual. It is the finest Chinese restaurant I have encountered in all my travels, literally through the vast majority of the 50 United States. I have had the privilege of eating there for over 30 years. I don't know how long they'll be open. And while Richie once made the mistake of trying to claim to me that they were somehow closed, which would have about put me in a spiral of absolute horror and sorrow. Ginger chicken, Peking fried rice, pork lo mein. If the ginger's a little spicy for you, you can go with the cashew chicken as an alternate. There are a few other good things you can get, but if I had to pick a meal that was purchased out on the event of my termination, it would be that. Go there. Enjoy. Thank me later. And with that, was shared in part as vengeance against Joseph Bachman for the great Crab Rangoon incident that shall not be forgotten. Yes, you smile, you smug. Still online, still broadcasting, Nick. You can't use your sailor-given knowledge. Nick, why can you swear and rant? My father sailed the Sixth Fleet and was Brownwater Navy in Vietnam. I was immersed in the art of doing the dozens to people when necessary. If you can't completely destroy someone and their mother 12 times in the time it takes you to pass them walking down an aisle, are you really paying attention? And Don took the dojo on the road? Absolutely. The mojo has escaped the dojo. LOL, the traveling dojo of Aunt John's mojo. That ought to be the sign when they go to conventions. Don't be putting ideas like that in my head. I need to finish most unfortunate trip first. Do it! That would be awesome. Political volunteering takes a lot out of a person, Chris. I'm finally glad to be back to projects more actively. We appreciate it, both what you did and what you're doing. We know a couple people who could make that sign too. Oh, accountability continued. Got my weekly reports done. DMFs for asphalt mixes being used have been printed. Now to get ready for my meeting this afternoon. Yeah, I'm watching Joe do his intense and rigid meeting prep system. It is not for the faint of heart. Yes, I guys, what he goes to get prepared for these meetings, running around, paperwork and sweating. I did not expect the calisthenics out of Joe, but it's really impressive to see that he gives his all, like a Japanese salaryman who's got both his arranged marriage and his promotion to being like CEO of a major corporation on the line. Oh, yeah. How did I know that my NTF family would settle my brain from a weekend of roller coaster ride? Because, darling, that's what we are here for. Because that's how we roll, Don. And hugs. We tried on. We might not be able to help directly when we can't. Take your minds off so you can see it. Sister Dulas! Seriously, did you just summon Zaki? No, you see, there's actually Christianity at my Christian camps. But there's also not time. So we have, and we have Dark in the Park, October 18th, 19th, and 20th at Twin Oaks Park. Now, unfortunately, for the purpose of basically every major event this Spooktober season, I will not be able to attend, in part because that is my dad's birthday weekend, and in part because I will be doing what my dad really wants me to do for my birthday, which is clean out my storage unit. So I will be lifting heavy things I may or may not be allergic to into whatever vehicles I can acquire to get them down, because I want it done before I have to do the convention. November 2nd and... Was it 2nd and 3rd, or is it 3rd and 4th? November for me anyway, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, because the first day is just set up. I never sell to the other vendors. Indeed. Milton better not hurt our Zaki. I agree. He wouldn't dare. But please remember that Zaki is a Canadian official, so he is surrounded by a team of trained Secret Service style Wendigo and Yetis. I would not come for that man. Now, Joe, are you still good with being on T-Team this Saturday? You're not going to make the stream before confirming you. I'm still grandfathered in for old StreamYard pricing. at least for the coming year. So we have an upcoming year to make as much money for Joe as humanly possible so that we can do what we're doing. There's another service Richie and I are playing around with, but the way they have their seats scared up is nothing compared to what StreamYard makes it not work for us. Hello! Hey, Mrs. Grantfire. And sorry, I'm late. Angie's daughter got sick and I had to pick her up from the school. Never apologize for doing the family thing. Joe McKeel has a tendency to wait until the last minute and has a surprise to everyone. He hasn't even told me yet. Excellent. I have faith in Joe Dog McKeel. I mean, I wouldn't get in an elevator with the man, but I have faith with him. Hey, Grant. Oh, Chris, the idea you gave me for a book I can't name, it's being developed now, and BKM will be assisting. Thank you so much for showing me that car. Rock on. Oh, no, I hope she's all right. Hope she feels better soon. And hello, Grant. And Grant's greeting everyone. And Hollow Oats, I can totally see that. Morning, Grant. Hope you've been doing well. Hollow Oats, I like that. Am I glad I don't have anyone getting songs in my head today? Oh, geez, that would be terrible. You know, having songs in your head just stacks up like having a lovely bunch of coconuts. Deedly-dee. Anyway, you're welcome, Kelly. And hey, Joe, did you get my message to you? It's possible. Rescue 55021. It's the name of one of the rescues I commissioned for Joe to make a science for. Awesome. Hey, Kelly. Detective D is the GOAT! I've got most of the movies that I think about. I heard a series. You can watch it on YouTube. And yes, I did get your message. Once you are ready, I'm going to rework the quote as I might have found a less expensive option. I am aiming at Pulp Fest next year, and this will be my first show in Huntington as well. Thank you so much, Joe, for your patience. I'll be in touch. Y'all saying Joe Dog is confusing me. That's Joe McKeel's nickname. When I say Joe Dog, I'm referring to Joe Dog McKeel. When I say Joe, I'm referring to Joe Bachman. Or Pookie. Anyway, there's a good pulp show in Pittsburgh. Hunting, West Virginia, I meant to say. At least that's what BKM told me. I wasn't very impressed. Glad you clarified, Kelly. We have a Huntington not far from us as well. It's been slow and steady, but have trying to have more than one book at my table, but it's coming together. I guess I'll be waiting forever for the reboot of The New Adventures of Beans Baxter. I don't know if I missed it or not, Grant, but do you have a show tonight? There'll be an episode of Grant Draws tonight. Also, League of Cryptids on Kickstarter launch is Saturday. There's the link. Awesome, Grant. Thanks, Grant, for the link. And I'll make sure to keep BC to an hour or less tonight so folks can get over to your show in time. We try to play nice, Grant, but sometimes we get a little overzealous, though. Sorry, Bladed, I missed that message. Yes, I'm still good for this Saturday, says Joe, and I've only known you to get overzealous about cats. Yeah, I listened to this. Chris Walker says, Joe Bachman is rather awesome, talented, skilled, and quite capable. Indeed, perhaps now he'll learn he has value. Instead of this horrendous, none of this humility, yes, you. You will have self-esteem if I have to, get the plunger out. Oh, God, he's miming. For sure, Chris. Cool beans, Joe. Getting in an elevator with Joe Dog is a risky undertaking. The idea, though, of getting in an elevator with Joe Dog and just reaching into the thing and pulling out the gas mask is one of those that just seems like it would be such good shtick to pull. The only way it would be better is if we could get a whole group of people to get in an elevator with Joe Dog and simultaneously, like flash mob style, put on giant gas masks. And Joey is a freaking rock star. Yes, he is. LOL. And so is Trey. Trelana Bachman is an absolute goddess and one of the best people to ever walk this earth. Both those people are they are beyond measure. It's literally some of the greatest beings I've ever met. And I've met some interesting beings over the years. I stick with being a roadie. I stick with being the host with the most. Just going to run some ads to wrap the show up because it's been about an hour and I've got some things to get done. So let's throw this on.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Hello, I'm Dan Hallfield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
No, Dan Hallfield, who I haven't spoken much about because I've been doing other things today. Thank you. Now we have cool eyes, multitasking, multiple chats, and other stuff. Rock on. We all have to do that. If you think I'm not answering emails and messaging people and trying to keep things right and noble in the cell phone world while my ads are running, you're not paying attention. And last we're hitting today is hopefully people will be getting their commissions this week. So if anyone else wants something, let me know. The word is out. You have heard. Now, friends, as I say every episode, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you cannot edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. Oh, thank you, Joseph, for that lovely message. Toodles! If you're overseas, read affiliate.ndcd.org. I need to tell you